Hello, sports fans. Welcome to another edition of Sports Birdie, the network dedicated to bringing you the latest and greatest in sports tweets. And this show is all about the 2012 NFL Draft. We're going to talk about all 32 first-round picks and cover the tweets either by them or about them. So let's get it started with quarterback Andrew Luck taken off the board at number 1 by the Colts. And his teammate Antoine Bethea says, congrats to the newest member of the Colts, Andrew Luck, on being our first-round pick. One team. This is followed up with a tweet from their punter, Pat McAfee, who, by the way, wears number 1 on his jersey, who says, I wish Luck wanted numero uno. I've watched Pawn Stars mucho. That bargaining process for the number would have been great. And he follows it up with a couple of big chickens. So, hey, he only wanted a few bucks for that number, but I guess it wasn't meant to be. Now, Chris Gronkowski retweets Becky McCurdy, who says, not 5 minutes after he was picked, Andrew Luck was in a live Google Plus chat with fans. What an animal. So what a cool opportunity, huh? You can actually go online and get the chance to chat and ask Andrew Luck questions. Now, Gerard Powers was kind of funny. He says, Luck has a flip phone. Peyton does too. Crazy. And I think that is kind of crazy. You got Peyton Manning, kind of grizzled, old school vet, old school phone. And here comes Andrew Luck, kind of following in his technological footsteps, if you will. Moving on here, we got Robert Griffin, the number 2 choice by the Washington Redskins. Here he says, man, the day is finally here. No better way than to start it off with a visit to Mount Sinai Children's Hospital. So pretty cool here that this guy is, kind of getting off on the right foot, doing charity work, doing good things in the community. And speaking of getting off on the right foot, he makes a big deal here about his socks. He says, here is the sock I wore tonight. Tell me if I beat Herm Edwards. And he's got a picture of it here, and it says, go catch your dream. And it's all decked out in Redskin colors there, so apparently that's a big thing for him. Ryan Kerrigan, his teammate now, tweets, I know Redskins Park is going to be a zoo tomorrow with RG3 coming into town. Welcome aboard, man. Now moving on to pick number 3, Trent Richardson, picked up by the Cleveland Browns. We have a tweet here from an AP reporter who says, behind the scenes at the NFL Draft, Trent Richardson gets ready, only hours away. And here he is with a picture of him putting his suit on. And I thought this was kind of really interesting that he has actually kind of a brown suit, almost the same exact colors of the Cleveland Browns. Wondering if he kind of had a premonition that he might go to them. I don't know. All right. Colt McCoy, the quarterback, throws a congratulations his way. He says, congrats to Trent Richardson. Glad to have you in Cleveland. And Sean Laval says, we got a beast in the backfield. So good comments from them. Now, Minnesota Vikings selected with their number 4 pick, Matt Khalil. And earlier in the day, he said, I feel like I'm in a locker room before a game. So I guess he felt a few draft day butterflies. But the cool thing was his brother, who also plays in the NFL, Ryan Khalil, was on hand, was actually at the draft when it was happening at his table. And he said, always remember, there's nothing worth sharing like the love that lets us share our name. Proud brother, Matt Khalil, 2012. And here's a picture of Matt Khalil taken by his brother on draft day as he's getting that call from the Vikings. So cool to have his brother's support there. And it's amazing how much these guys look alike. Adrian Peterson throws out a tweet to him, says, great selection, Vikes. We welcome you with open arms, Matt Khalil. Moving on to the number 5 pick, Justin Blackman, the first wide receiver taken off the board. He says, me and my boy Whedon at the ESPN party, looking forward to seeing him do big things. And he shows a picture of him and his quarterback here. And I guess they're out in the town, and he's got those sunglasses on at night. Never understand that. Thought that went out with the 80s, but hey, you got to do you. Loren Robinson, fellow wide receiver, just joined the Jaguars. Says, Jags Nation, welcome the newest wide receiver onto the team. So that was pretty cool. Loren Robinson just getting there, probably going to be competing in playing time with Justin. So you got to like that type of attitude. The number 6 pick came in from the Cowboys. They selected Morris Claiborne, the cornerback. And Morris says, big shout out to Cowboys Nation. Let's go stand up, baby. And this is followed up with a tweet from his safety in the backfield, Gerald Sensabaugh, who says, congrats to my new teammate Morris Claiborne for joining the Cowboys. All right. Mark Barron, the first safety taken off the board by the Tampa Bay Bucks at number 7, tweets out special thanks to Bucks Nation for the welcome. Tonight was something I'm never going to forget. Good night, Twitter. And Aurelius Ben, his teammate, says, congrats to Mark Barron. Welcome to the Bucks. Ryan Tannehill, selected number 8 by the Miami Dolphins, says, I can't wait to get down to Miami. Honored to be the newest member of the Dolphins. Fins up. Gig 'em. And I thought this was hilarious because he's got his avatar here all tricked out with a picture of he and his wife, which is great. But then he goes a step further, and his bio says only, I guess, 3 words. Married to Lauren Tannehill. Lauren Tannehill is one word because that's her Twitter handle. But so apparently he's making this quite clear, or his wife is trying to make this quite clear, that he has taken groupies. And so if you want to go tweet to him or about him, you're going to have to make sure that you know his wife is watching. All right, so the next tweet comes in from Reggie Bush, who says, well, Miami, there it is. Let's welcome our newest member to the Miami Dolphins, Ryan Tannehill. Fins up. With the pick number 9, the Carolina Panthers selected the linebacker, Luke Kulucky. And here's a tweet from Jimmy Clausen who says, welcome to Luke, Panther Nation. Great linebacker. Played against him in college. Hell of a player. And the Jonathan Stewart says, quote, I'm feeling the pick. How about y'all? The number 10 pick was cornerback Stephon Gilmore, selected by the Buffalo Bills. Interestingly enough, C.J. Spiller, the player there at the Bills, threw a comment out and said, I think we're going to go with wide receiver Michael Floyd. And so I guess he was wrong because certainly they picked defense, not even wide receiver. And then Stephon Gilmore says, on the bus, ready, blessed, and clean. And he's got a picture, I guess, before he took the bus to the draft party. And there he is, all decked out in his suit. But again, wearing the sunglasses at night. So I guess this trend is coming back. All right, and David Nelson, the wide receiver for the Bills, says, welcome to Buffalo. Let's get to work. Looking forward to one-on-ones. So there you go, David Nelson kind of throwing out a little challenge there to Stephon and saying, hey, I'm ready to take you on. All right, next pick, number 11, Dontari Poe, selected by the Chiefs. And interestingly enough, I took all these photos from the Combine, and this is the only guy that had a white tank top at the Combine. So, you know, kind of those blue-collar hard workers here, hopefully. Dontari Poe says, finally a dream realized. Casey, let's be great. Thank you, God, and blessed. And Brady Quinn sends a shout-out his way. He says, congrats to Dontari Poe. And then moving on to the number 12 pick by the Eagles, Fletcher Cox, the defensive tackle. Jamar Chaney says, haha, yes, sir, Eagle Nation, welcome to my bro, Fox 94, to the Bird Gang. He is going to kill in the wide 9 scheme. So I guess they're looking at having a pretty good run-stopping defense with the addition of Fletcher Cox. And Evan Mathis says, welcome to Philly. Watch out for the left guard in training camp. He's awesome. So another guy, Evan Mathis, kind of threw out the gauntlet saying, hey, look for me when you come to camp because I'm going to be there. And Michael Vick, very cool, says, young Fletcher Cox, welcome to Eagles Nation, little bro. So, you know, kind of trying to be the mentor here. Vic is kind of setting the tone. And so how does Fletcher Cox tweet back at him? I guess 4 words here. Mike Vick, follow back, bro. It's like, really? I mean, the quarterback sends you a nice message and, you know, welcomes you. And so you don't even say thank you or, you know, follow me back, please. You say, follow back, bro. I don't know, man. I guess that's how they do it these days. Arizona Cardinals with the 13th pick select wide receiver Michael Floyd. And Jay Feely says, I love Floyd pick for the Cardinals. I've heard he's a great guy and obviously talented. Tough physical receiver to go with Larry, Dre, and Early. So I thought this is interesting. Look at Feely's avatar. He's golfing. So, but I'll tell you, the guy's he's good on Twitter. He knows how to crank out 140 characters, that's for sure. John Skelton tweets out, welcome to Arizona, Floyd. Now we get to work. Larry Fitzgerald, A-Rob Cards, Early Doucette, just another piece to the puzzle. So everyone looking forward to this new high-powered wide receiver core. And Patrick Peterson, says, we just got better today. Can't wait till Monday. Flo, get here in town. Welcome him with open arms. So pretty cool there. Number 14, Michael Brockers, picked by the St. Louis Rams. We got a tweet here from Robert Quinn who says, picking at number 14, congrats to our new teammate, Michael Brockers. D-line showtime. And this is followed up with the linebacker, James Laurentis, who tweets out, welcome Michael Brockers to the St. Louis Rams. The defense is shaping up. So a lot of people looking forward to that pick. Number 15 comes in from the Seahawks by selecting defensive end Bruce Irvin. And Leon Washington says, ooh, that defensive end from West Virginia. He reminds me a little Von Miller. Nice pick. So anytime your name is in the same sentence with Von Miller from your teammates, that's got to be a good thing. And then he also says, Leon Washington says, remember, 12-man, and he's referring to the Seahawks fans. This is a pass-first NFL, and with the Packers, Patriots, Lions, etc. in the schedule, we need to put tons of pressure on the QB. So that's something to really think about. Doug Baldwin tweets out, Irvin will add pass rush, solidifies our D-line. So no, not sarcasm, because actually he tweeted out, great pick, exclamation point, can't believe it. And so people thought he was kind of, ripping on the pick here, but he's clarifying, no, wasn't being sarcastic, throwing out some good compliments here. And he says, has all the faith in him in the world. The number 16 pick, Quentin Copels. This was kind of a controversial pick, if you recall. And Antonio Cromartie weighs in and says, I think we need to take Melvin Ingram. This is before the pick happened. Would be a great addition to the gangrene defense. Would help the secondary out a lot, too. So didn't work out in that pick. And then, interestingly enough, here we go. He says he's responding to, I guess, a Jets fan who says, I like the pick, but I thought Ingram was a little better. So I'm really surprised that, Antonio Cromartie would throw this kind of stuff out there, but that's kind of that brash talking, Rex Ryan defense. And Sion Pua here says, welcome to the fam, Q couple. So pretty cool there. And we got the Cincinnati Bengals with pick number 17, picking cornerback Dre Kirkpatrick. And here Dre Kirkpatrick just does a picture of himself before the draft occurs. And look at this guy. He's all decked out. I mean, he's got his jewelry on, corner pocket, tie, vest, very sharp dresser. Got the sunglasses again. Well, we won't go through that. And interestingly enough, I get kind of a Snoop Dogg vibe here. I don't know why, but I kind of get a Snoop vibe. But who really vibed on this was Deion Sanders, who says, here you go, Dre Kirkpatrick in prime. He's got that swag on tilt. Truth, the boy is the coldest here. So Deion just loved this guy. I'm not sure if he loved him for his cornerbacking skills or his dressing skills, but there we go. There's a picture of Dre and Deion there. Kind of got the same kind of, style and swag and all that. So it'll be interesting to see how Dre Kirkpatrick works out in the NFL and if Deion is in fact his mentor. San Diego Chargers coming in with pick number 18, Melvin Ingram. A lot of players out there, a lot of NFL players were hoping to get Ingram on their team. Very popular pick. And so here was a actual retweet that Ingram did before the draft coming from Sean John, who said, here's Melvin Ingram picking out his suit at our pre-draft style suite. And so if you check this out, we actually got all this. So I guess you can come there and you can go through all the suits and tie combos. And so, man, what a way to get ready for the draft. You got your own professional fashion advisors here ready to get you all decked out. Now, Bobby Carpenter weighed in here. He's not actually a member of the Chargers, but he says here, what did Ingram and Goodell just do? This is getting ridiculous. And what he's referring to is the handshake. And so if you remember the handshake, I mean, Goodell and Ingram just had this whole thing where it was like 5 slaps forward, 5 slaps backward, high five, you name it. I don't know, but I don't know how long the commissioner works tonight. You wonder how he spends his time working in all these handshakes. All right, and also weighing in this, Randy McMichael says from 33,000 feet up, want to welcome Melvin Ingram to the family. Gonna need breakfast every Friday and Saturday. So I guess the veteran not laying out a challenge in the physical competition sense, but a challenge like you're a rookie and there will be some hazing involved and you will need to bring me breakfast. So get ready, Ingram. Better make those early morning breakfast runs. Next pick comes in number 19 from the Chicago Bears. And Tim Jennings says here, I hope Melvin Ingram is still on the board. This is before the pick actually was made. And so, again, I told you, Ingram was a popular guy. And Chris Conte says, though, congrats to Shea McClellan and Rep 1 Sports. Moving on to pick number 20, wide receiver Kendall Wright. And we've got Derek Morgan weighing in. His teammate says, Kendall Wright, welcome to the Titans family. And we followed that up with another welcome message from Cameron Wimbley. Moving on to pick number 21, the Patriots. Busy team this first round. They had actually 2 picks. This was the first one. They selected defensive end Chandler Jones. And this is kind of an emotional tweet that came out before the draft. He says, I wish my sister was here to watch the draft with me and the rest of the fam. Rest in peace, Carmen. So apparently lost his sister and was wishing she could have been there. And kind of followed up a little bit better tweet here, a little bit better mood. William McGinnis says, Chad Jones, 99, congrats, dog. Welcome to the Pats family. So moving on, Cleveland Browns, pick number 22, picked up the old quarterback here, Brandon Weeden. And Josh Cribb says, Welcome to Cleveland, Brandon Whedon. Let's win. And here we go. Brandon Whedon says himself, last night was a great experience. Great to get a phone call and hear my name called. Now it's time to get to work. Dog pound. And moving on, pick number 23, Riley Reef. And this was interesting. This is a newspaper, a local newspaper in South Dakota that tweeted this out. Said nearly 200 are packed into Boogs waiting to see where Parkston native Riley Reef goes in the NFL draft. So you're figuring this is probably somewhere swanky like the rest of the draft picks, right? Wearing the shades and, the three-piece suit and, very plush environment. Here's his draft party at Boogs and Company right there. So the population of his hometown is about 1,700 people. And here is a picture of his draft party there. I think it's really funny that you look at Riley and he seems like he's about, a foot taller than everybody else there. But they obviously take great pride in him being from their city. And so that was pretty cool to see that. And also Javid Best weighs in, says shout out to Riley Reef. Welcome to the D. And next pick, number 24, the Pittsburgh Steelers. David DeCastro picked to go in the top 10, slides all the way to 24. The Steelers get a heck of a pick. Marcus Gilbert, his teammate, says, David DeCastro, welcome to Steeler Nation. And we get that followed up with Cam Hayward. Says, congrats to David DeCastro on being picked. Great organization, great fans. Welcome to Steeler Nation. Number 25, the second New England pick, which was Dante Hightower. And here Hightower says, laughing out loud, really? And he's actually responding to a tweet that came out from one of the other draftees at the draft party there who says, Dante's ring is big as hell, shaking my head. And apparently this fellow draft choice here took a picture of his ring. And so there you can see his championship Alabama ring is pretty big. And I'm kind of curious why he's wearing it on the index finger, but who knows? Maybe he's got enough other championship rings, right? Chad Ochocinco welcomes the boys. Both draft choices. Both Chen Jones and Dante Hightower says, congrats. I've got Starbucks and IHOP gift cards for you both. So, Chad, sparing no expense here. Not taking him out to Ruth Chris or anything like that. We're going to Starbucks and IHOP, he says. Next pick, number 26, defensive end Whitney Marcellus says, here is actually a tweet from one of his party goers who says, all the friends at the NFL draft party celebrating his big day. And here is a pic with the crew. So looks like a lot of his college classmates there. Now, this is funny because if you watch the draft, the girl in the front in kind of the white tank with the big brown belt, when the camera went on, you would have thought that she won the lottery. She wasn't even dating him, I don't think, but she was in the front trying to get all front and center in the camera, and I think a lot of people on Twitter were commenting about that. Moving on, we got a tweet from the man himself who says, down in Houston, can't wait to meet everyone. Moving on to the 27th pick by the Cincinnati Bengals. This is the guard, Kevin Zeitler from Wisconsin. And this was actually, I rewound this one, his Twitter stream, because usually I was trying to only do the tweets either the draft day or the day before or the day after. This was on April 16th, and he said, she said yes, engaged to the most wonderful girl ever. And so he puts her Twitter address up here, and I thought that was pretty cool. So he kind of let the whole world know he is now going to be a married man very soon, and he's got the love of his life right there on Twitter with him. And then he also says, very excited to get started in Cincinnati. Thanks to all the people who helped get me here, and for all the support. Go Bengals. Bruce Gradkowski weighs in, says, that's what I'm talking about, getting some beef on the line. Gotta love the O-linemen. So those quarterbacks always want more guys up front, right? Pick number 28, the Green Bay Packers select linebacker Nick Perry. And Jermichael Finley says, let's welcome Nick Perry to Green Bay. And Josh Sitton said, I heard Perry wants number 52. Do y'all think Clay Matthews, number 52, will give it up? So this is always a big thing. Hey, if you've got enough money, you can buy any number, but I don't think this guy's going to have enough money to buy Clay Matthews. That's for sure. All right, Minnesota Vikings with a 29th pick select safety Harrison Smith. And tweeting in here is Mr. Raymond, who says 2 talented picks today and more to come tomorrow. And that other one was referring to the Khalil pick, obviously. Christian Ponder, the quarterback, weighs in, says, I guess we are turning into Notre Dame pipeline. Excited to have Harrison Smith. And we've got Brandon J. Newman says, Harrison Smith. Oh, this is actually not a Minnesota Viking, but a current Notre Dame teammate. I thought this is funny, so I picked this one up. He says, Harrison Smith, oh my God, I bought my bed and microwave from a first rounder. So maybe Harrison will come back and autograph that microwave, and that'll be worth some big bucks on eBay. All right, moving on, pick number 30, San Francisco 49ers. Pick wide receiver A.J. Jenkins, the number 30 pick, going into the same team now as Randy Moss. Got to wonder how this is all going to work out. David Akers, the kicker, weighs in, says, congrats and welcome to the team, A.J. Jenkins. And also the team, the 49ers, weighed in. This was interesting. They had a tweet that says, A.J. Jenkins said he needs to buy a new bathroom door after his cousin broke it down when the 49ers called. So, I wish we could have more information about this. Was it the fact that his brother got so excited and was in the bathroom and had to get out for the pick, and so he busted down the door to try to get out? Or is it that he got so excited that he couldn't contain himself and he had to go to the bathroom? So you got to wonder what was the order of things. But obviously his brother probably happy for him there. Moving on, the 31st pick, coming in from the Tampa Bay Bucks, got back on the draft board again at the end of the round, selected running back Doug Martin. And Doug says, I don't text you back. I'm sorry. Thank you for your thanks and support. Go Bucks. And he actually shows a picture of why he can't get back to everybody. And this is a picture of his phone. You can see he's only got 8 missed phone calls, but he's got 94 new messages that have just come in. So a popular guy there, people blowing up his phone. And then he also tweets out a picture here. He says, double deuce forever, because the Bucks have actually given him the number 22. Moving on, the last pick of the NFL draft in the first round, number 32 pick, running back David Wilson. And we got a tweet here from David Wilson, says, at the ESPN party last night, red carpet. And we've got a tweet here. So I like that sport jacket. You know, that white on black classic look. Is pretty impressed with that. And no sunglasses. So go figure, huh? And also in from this, this is a funny tweet. He says, please don't call my phone today, because if I miss the call because of you, I'm going to be pissed, all jokes aside. So that came in just before the draft started, trying to tell everybody, don't start blowing up his phone before the draft, because he doesn't want to be on the phone with you and not the New York Giants, which makes sense. And then Prince Mukamara says, shout out to the new number 1 pick, David Wilson. Great addition to the family. And the last tweet we have, David Wilson says, wow, I already love my team and fans. I've gained over 8,000 followers in less than 15 hours. So this guy is really coming on the scene. So that wraps it up. That was all 32 picks in rapid order. That was the tweets by or about them. Hope you enjoyed the show. And stay tuned, because we've got lots of great new programs coming out from Sports Birdie, the network dedicated to bringing you the latest and greatest in sports tweets. Until then, talk to you later.